Now we are going to learn about the question. Okay, let's take the question. Discuss how during a worldwide recession, when income in most countries are falling, so income is falling, the economics might use the concept of income elasticity of demand to assess the impact of this recession. So basically, it's very clear that whenever there is a recession in the economy, definitely the income, profit, everything will be reducing or falling, right? Because the economic activities will be very low and the profit margins and income, everything will be reduced and the people will be unemployed and the economy will be completely down, right? So before moving on to the question, first we have to discuss what is income elasticity of demand. Okay. So what is income elasticity of demand? It is the it measures, right? What does it measure? How responsive the quantity demanded for a good. How responsive the quantity demanded for a good is to a change in consumers' income. To a change in consumers' income, and it is calculated as the percentage change in quantity demanded. It is calculated as the percentage change in quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in income and divided by the percentage change in income. So how do we calculate income elasticity of demand? YED is equal to percentage change in quantity demanded, right? Percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in income. Okay, so this is the formula. So during a worldwide recession where income are falling across many countries, income elasticity of demand becomes a key tool for economics to predict and assess the changes in demand patterns. So we have to check for different products how the change in income basically affects them. Okay. So let's start with the normal good. Okay. So what do you mean by a normal good? So normal goods are the products for which demand increases when the consumer's income rises and decreases when income falls, right? So it exhibits a positive income elasticity of demand. So whenever a consumer's income is increasing, the consumption will increase, and whenever the income is falling, the consumption will also decrease, right? So you can check the diagram. So in this diagram, we showed an increase in income. The same will happen when the income is falling. For example, just take 60 rupees as the initial income and 40 is the reduced income. Okay, so initially he had or she had the 60 rupees or whatever it is, 60K or whatever it is. So it has reduced it to 40. So as a result, check the quantity for 60 K income, the quantity was 600. When it was 40K, it is 500. So it has reduced. Okay. So for all normal goods, demand moves in the same direction as income. Okay, same direction as income. When income falls during a recession, demand for normal goods decreases. And the extent of the fall depends on whether the good is a necessity good or a luxury. Okay. So definitely it will be changing. So the change will be based on whether the good is a necessity good or a luxury good. Now let's check the case of necessities. Okay. So necessities such as basic food items, right? Without that, we can't even survive. Or essential services has low income elasticity. So for whether the product is essential or not, it is really matters. Okay, it does matters very much because if the product is a necessity one or a necessary one, we can't reduce the consumption even the income is not much there. Okay, even if our income is falling, we'll have to consume that. For example, you can take the case of your food items. Okay, so no matter whether your income is reduced and all, you can't just reduce having food, right? You can't just stay starved and all, right? That is not possible. So definitely you will be consuming, right? So the demand falls only slightly as income decreases. So for example, just imagine that you are going through a recession period and you might reduce the quantity, like instead of having 3 meals per day, you might reduce it to two, but you can completely avoid them. So there will be only very slight change. Okay. So consumers continue purchasing these goods because they are essential for daily living, right? Example like staple foods, basic clothing. So even though the income is reduced, we'll have to consume it, right? but the quantity might change a little. Okay, so you can see the difference here. So the income changes very much, right? See, let's take the income changes very largely, right? And also, what is the change in quantity consumed? Not that much as of the income change. And the same happens about when your income is increasing. Okay, there will be a very less change in the quantity because the necessities you don't need more than a particular quantity. Like even though you earn in crores, you can't eat 24 into 7, right? That is not possible. So it won't exceed a particular limit. Okay, so no matter how much your income increases or no matter how much your income is reduced, the quantity won't change and a bigger ratios. Okay, so the changes will be comparatively very minute. So that is for necessity. And what about luxury goods? So basically, luxury goods are highly income elastic. Okay, so whenever your income is falling, you definitely won't consume any of the luxuries. Okay, so just imagine that, when the economy was in the boom, you were getting around any six-figure salary. So definitely you will be buying luxurious bags, cars, everything, right? And in the during the recession time, your salary was reduced to four figures or five figures, something like that. And you are not even able to afford the basic things. Okay, the food, housing, clothing, etc. That consumes almost 80 to 90 percentage of your earnings now. So will you go and buy something very luxurious to show off? No, you don't. Right. So definitely with a slight change in income, the quantity will change a lot. Okay. And vice versa. For example, when your income is increasing, like from with a small change, the extra income you might use it for buying any luxurious product. At the same time, when your income is also reduced by a slight change, okay, when initially it was 50 and then now it is 40, you can see a huge difference in the consumption of that particular. Okay. So consumers cut back on non-essential spending during a recession. So recession gives you some sort of uncertainty, right? You're not sure when we'll be recovering from that. And we are not even sure that we'll be able to recover, like whether we have jobs later on, whether the economy will be get back into the earlier stage. And we won't know that whether we will be able to withstand the conditions of, right? So we will cut down all the non-essential spending. So, for example, expensive cars, holidays, designer goods. So we will uh, we won't be buying any of that, right? So this often leads to major declines in industries like tourism and high-end retail. Okay, so that is about the luxurious goods. And then we have the inferior goods. So inferior goods have a negative income elasticity, right? Whenever our income is increasing, we will reduce its consumption, right? And also, whenever your income is reduced, you will buy that more. Okay, so demand increases as income falls. So you have like a lot of like budget options, right? The thrift stores and other things, right? So will you ever buy a second-handed good if you have enough money? No, you right. You'll always go for the first hand thing, right? You will go for the fresh ones. But just imagine that you're facing a recession and you need a lot of things. So this even though the product is used and all, but it's still useful, right? So we'll be going and buying those things, right? And also the budget food, like the discounted stores, budget food stores. So we'll be relying more on them because we don't have enough money. So inferior goods are the goods that reduces its consumption. The quantity consumed will be reduced when the income is increased, and also its demand increases highly when the income is increased, decreased. Okay, so it's inversely proportional to the change in income. Whether the income is increasing, it will reduce the consumption. When the income is reduced, it will increase the consumption. So here you can see that just imagine that the initial income is Y2 and the later income is Y1. So the income is reduced. Okay. So the quantity will be consumed more. At the same time, if the income was increasing from Y1 to Y2, if it was increasing, the consumption will be reduced. So that is the case of inferior good, just opposite to the luxury good. Okay. So you can take any budget food items or second-hand goods as an example. Okay. So consumers switch to cheaper alternatives when their purchasing power decreases. So as your income falls, your purchasing power is also decreasing, right? So we'll go for these kind of inferior goods. Now we have to check what are the applications, why the economists are relying on this particular concept. So basically, economics use income elasticity of demand during a recession to predict which industries will be most affected, whether luxury sectors suffer more or not. Okay. And in identify sectors that may remain stable. So those industries will be necessities, right? Those industries producing necessity goods and anticipate increased demand in inferior good market. So how much the inferior good market has grown during this recession period and help government design policies such as subsidies or tax relief targeting vulnerable industries. So there will be a lot of vulnerable industries. So you can even just connect it with the period where we faced the COVID, right? The entire world economy was affected during the COVID period. Most of the export, imports, everything was stopped, and people switched their consumption pattern. Right? There's like usually we are not that much into any mask or sanitary items or we are not that much bothered about these kind of things, right? Like the hand washes or any sort of sanitary things, right? So we'll be using that in a common method, but we are not bothered about that much, like any of that. But during the COVID period, we were extremely cautious, right? Everybody was wearing a different quality mask, and wherever you go, you have a hand sanitizer with you. And you always use wash your hands with like hand washes and so like we increase the consumption a little bit more. So that industries were grown a lot during this recession period. But most of the industry, like the entertainment, was completely shut down. Theaters were closed. Tourism was completely closed, and except the like vegetable and the other grocery vendors, all others had to shut down their shops as well due to this uh, lockdown and all these things, right? So the same happens. So the economists can easily study the impact on the economy with the help of this income elasticity of demand. So, what are the limitations? So, even though it is very useful, it is very good measurement, everything, but still, definitely, it will have some limitations, right? So, first limitation is time lag. Consumer behavior may not adjust immediately to income changes, right? So, definitely, it won't be affected very soon, okay? Because most of them have like we have some savings, we have some backups, etc., right? So, we may not change our consumption as soon as possible, like when the recession hit, the economy won't be falling all of a sudden, but the changes will be visible slowly. Like first, we might accept that oh, it's just matter of few days or few weeks, so we can easily overcome that. Even after days and weeks, it's not getting solved or nothing positive is occurring. Then only we will get panic. Okay, so it will take some time. And there are a lot of other factors, right? The prices, expectations, and availability of credit also influences the demand. And sometimes, if you're able to get a lot of credit, like through credit cards, any loans or something like that, it may not affect your consumption pattern, right? Because the money is available for you. And there will be some expectations, like how long the situation could go on, something like that. So we may not be like bothered much about this. And also the prices, like sometimes the prices also falls, right? So when the income falls, when if the prices are also falling, it may not change the consumption pattern, right? We cannot easily consume them, and then it has different impact across the country. So the impact won't be the same everywhere. It could change. Okay, so the severity of the recession and income fall varies globally. For example, just imagine that we are a country like a developing country who has more resources for like agriculture and allied activities or almost enough industries, everything like that. So we might be able to produce goods at lesser prices even at the time of recession. But for a capital country or a developed country where they have more capital resources, they will have to buy this product from other sides, right? So they might not be able to, like the impact of recession won't be the same everywhere. Okay. So it changes based on the economy. And changing preferences are also an important thing. Okay, what is changing preferences? In crisis, consumer habit may shift unpredictably. Example, like panic buying. That is very much important thing. Okay, there are something called a panic buying. What is panic buying? So just you are expecting a flood. Okay, the news channel informed that they were in the prime news you saw that there is high chance for a flooding in the coming days, so you might get panic. Okay, you will like go to the nearby supermarket as soon as possible and you will buy the supplies, right? You will buy water, you will buy vegetables, so that you don't have to be worried about the catastrophe, right? So that is called a panic buying. Or saving more, sometimes you will save more instead of buying all these things. You might have a saving behavior, so a difference. Okay, change in preferences. So basically, income elasticity of demand provides a useful framework for understanding how falling income during a global recession affect demand for different type of goods. While it helps economists to predict broad trends such as reduced demand for luxuries and increased demand for inferior goods. And it should be used alongside other economic indicators for more complete analysis. So basically, the income elasticity of demand alone cannot give a good result, right? Even though it is very helpful, it can easily distinguish between the consumption pattern of luxury goods, normal goods, inferior goods, etc. We should also consider other factors. Then only we will get a proper result. Okay, so that's how we have to answer this question.